very good as well. We're going to be getting into Erangel, and there's a lot of foliage there. Maybe you'll blend in.
Maybe I will. I mean, I'm gold and white though, so I feel like I might be a little bit easy to spot, shining that away. I do want to say the reason I looked a little bit confused though is because I realized that I couldn't see anything, and that was because I didn't have my glasses on. So now I can see stuff. I was like, that's very strange. I can't see over there. Oh, I've not got my glasses on. Luckily, I can see this plane path now, which heads up from Primos up towards Pmgc side. So happy days here. As we head into this one though, John, 6 to 8, doing 6 to 8 things, dropping down towards Primos side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit far for the Infinity to go. They might actually struggle to grab some vehicles to get across this this estuary. To be able to get towards the Snotco military base, which is their normal drop spot. It just depends what Reject are going to do, but it looks like they're going to drop a little bit further towards Ferry Pier and have that split out to the east in those yellow buildings just south on the south coast there. So hopefully Infinity going to be relatively unchallenged in their rotations. And again, just a fair split across the rest of the map.
And a very fair circle as well. This is probably the most central circle we've seen in a long time, actually, for this one. I think that, this Super Weekend has been made very interesting purely because DRS and Team Secret are in this. Mainly because they're not going to be taking these points away from other teams. With a position that they ended up in with like 8th and 9th place, right? That was definitely a place where if they continue playing as they did do in their past 2 Super Weekends, a lot of those points towards the bottom side, they weren't going to be able to grab them, as many at least. But now it's opened up a much more. I think we have a much more even playing field down towards the bottom of the standings at least. We still have teams like Genesis Dogma, Infinity, as well as 4 Rivals who are sucking up a lot of the points, as well as Stalwart. So those teams, they're going to continue to do well. I will agree with Tarzan though, very quickly. The Stalwart have been napping, right? They're in hibernation at the moment.
Yeah, they haven't quite reared the head just yet. And you can see them just getting sprayed down by 6 to 8 there. Goodness me, what a forward push from 6 to 8. Very, very nice on that hillside. But it feels like this is not the same Stalwart that we want to see, that we know we have seen in the past, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be hopefully back on the road again.
Yeah, hopefully back on the road again. Currently dropping down to 4th place in the overall rankings, as well as being in that 3rd Super Weekend. It's not really good for Stalwart. The Infinity, on the other hand, a clear 60-point lead over Genesis Dogma after that massive game they had at the start of the day, which was incredible and return to form. And you know what, Jason? Genius. Just a genius move from him to pick Infinity on that first game. Like, the thing is, these guys are saying that, well, yeah, but these guys on the desk are saying that he picks the same team every time. Well, how can he pick the same team every time when it's the first game of the day? All right? It's just unbelievable, really. Even the logic they're using is flawed.
I can confirm that's how numbers work. I've heard, anyway. That is in fact right. So
I don't know what you've been listening to, but there it is.
That's sometimes it just be like that. People don't think it be like it is, but it do.
You keep asking me if I know. I'm going to tell you right now. I do not know what you're talking about. I do know PUBG Mobile though, and you know the Reject are going to be down towards Ferry Pier. This is a general drop spot for them. I think they've been trying to adjust things a little bit, and for Reject, things haven't been going so excellently. I think they're one of the few teams other than Cryptics, Rico Team, and Reject. Well, in fact, other than just Rico Infinity and Cryptics, who have 3 Super Weekends and yet are in that bottom 10, right? It's a little bit awkward for them. Being in that 10th spot though is not so bad. They're still trying to pull up those numbers, but I do feel like there's a lot more juice in this team that can be ringed out this tournament, right? I don't think they're done yet. They are about 8 points away from that 200-point threshold, where we're saying that yeah, you should be safe-ish at that point in time. And they will most likely jump DRS as well as Team Secret as this Super Weekend continues.
Yeah, it looks fairly likely that is on the cards for them, and that they are fairly safe. And speaking of, where that point bubble is most likely going to fall, I feel like Tongjabao, I mean, a lot of people are sort of saying, it's almost confirmed that they're not going through. But I feel like it is actually very much on the wire for them. It's likely, sure, that a lot of teams are going to jump up over them, given the number of games that we've still yet to play. But they're still sat in 12th right now, right? They're still sat in 12th place, which means that they need 4 teams or even 5 teams to jump up on over them to be able to knock them out, right? So it needs 5 teams to make up that points difference, which actually adds up to quite a lot of points going down towards the bottom of the table. So it's it's definitely volatile down there.
I would say so, 100%. Still, it's a I could technically add this all up underneath them and look at the points threshold. I think that would be probably interesting, but I don't imagine any guys at home are interested in that right now. What you should be interested in, however, is the treasure box that's going on at the moment. So if you're watching through the esports tab in game, or you're watching over on YouTube, you can start to earn those Pmgc tokens, which you can then use to redeem those treasure boxes through that esports tab and get yourself some nice little loot, right? That's what it's all about, getting that loot. We pick up our loot in game, and you can pick up your loot in game as well. But you might not be playing, you might just be watching. That's okay too. We're glad to have you here with us.
And there's plenty more information if you have any questions in the in-game esports center, so go check that one out. As we said, though, before, center circle, and no one really going to have a chivvy on just yet. The main adjustment I think that we're really seeing in this game is Stalwart, right? Up to Lipovka and Milta split. I mean, they have been dropping during league playing over the last couple of weeks in Novo in general. But with the playing path, I feel like this is excusable. I say excusable. This is a reasonable adjustment.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I think that there are teams who make these adjustments depending on like very drastic playing paths, and that there's other teams like Stalwart here who decide, it's a minor adjustment, but it gives us more time on the island, it gives us more time to loot, and we don't have to worry about Genesis Dogma or Bigatron down towards Milta. And I think it's a smart play as well, considering that you're coming into a super weekend with DX Xavier, Genesis Dogma, and Bigatron, who all like to mill around that south east side of the map. So I think for Stalwart, it's just a case of let's get down to Milta. At least we're on the island, and then we can move in slowly but surely. We don't have to worry about crossing the bridge. It's a little bit less awkward. You see that even Daybot right now, you can't see on your map at the moment, but I will explain it to you. He did actually make a little excursion down towards the eastern bridge in the first place, just to check what was going on. So I think that Stalwart have kind of, I wouldn't say it's like they've owned it, but it's okay. It's good.
Oh, tale as old as time, though. 628 on the bridge, waiting
Look
for
how awkward this is. Yeah.
He's like, I know you're there. I know you're there. Where are you, you sneaky bugger?
Yeah, it's a painful one. It pains me watching it because I feel like with our angle being like such a massive chunk of your points anyway, this happening every single time. 6-8, it doesn't matter for the Infinity at this point. But I think 6-8 just want to get away with getting 1 point. It just boggles my mind at the same time, John, because why do 6-8 take this fight? Like, I don't...
They lose a lot of time, don't they?
Yeah. It boggles the mind.
Ooh. So by all
I've been
rights...
thinking about it a lot recently.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to handle one team in the lobby each game, getting rid of the Infinity does increase your point scoring total, right? But in comes the crash. The spray down's not quite there as Mela sends straight on through, as to the rest of the Infinity. 33Z tries to post up, but they spread out wide. A little tickle of damage sent to the foreguard there. The Vanguard push for the Infinity. Newsy left on the back, but the team now spread out. And honestly, now 6-8 are in trouble here.
Yeah. I'm literally eyes emoji right now because it just let them go past. That was the worst hold I've seen in a long time.
That's, yeah. I mean, it looks like the Infinity have really been brushing up on those bridge pushes, though. Like, getting someone there early, getting Newsy in position early, opening up with a little bit of damage, depression, and in that chaos immediately, sending straight on through, triple buggy push. I feel like this is a new, not necessarily new strategy from Infinity, but definitely a new lease on that specific engagement. Yeah,
refined. And I think that one of the best parts of that is that you said the triple buggy push, but it's a staggered push as well. So they've got one goes out, then one a little bit later, and then one after that, and it means they can't all focus on just one singular unit, one singular convoy. So really well done. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, John. But still, it really boggles my mind. I want 6-8 to stop doing this because it's not going to benefit them in the finals because Infinity will be there.
in general, I feel like it's more worth it to go to a compound that you know that Infinity are looking to rotate through or past to try and grab one of their players there at this stage, because as we highlighted earlier, right, like they have lost so much time moving forwards. They're now behind everybody else. They've let Reject get ahead. They're behind Nova. They're behind Pmgc all the way in Pmgc as well. There's not a lot of time for them.
And there's also something to be said of waiting to use this strategy until finals and maybe posting up here and there, but doing it every single game for 6 to 8 has allowed this to happen. And funnily enough, it's like you are encouraging growth within a team because you're like, well, if we want to get past the bridge, we need to get better at bridge crossings. And the Infinity now have it pretty much down to a pat. So 6 to 8 ever want to do this in the finals, it's probably not going to work out anymore.
Ooh. They are being hounded right now as well. Infinity, they finally managed to win this bridge fight, and they are out for blood. They've paid the price too many times to let this one lie. Uzi over the top, Logan as well, and trapped in the L-bend there in the corner. They're just being burnt from one end, and they're being smoked out into danger all around. One player now standing, just Sunan, and that nade should do the trick. One spray down, but it's going to be all too easy nade to put the final nail in the coffin for 6 to 8, and they'll be thinking twice about going for that bridge camp again.
Yeah, I mean, Sunan was choking on smokes and grenades at the end there, so I don't think he was long for this world regardless of what happened. Let's take a quick look at the circle. Oh, yes, thank you very much, observers. Sends us over to Pmgc. This is where a lot of the action has been occurring, actually. You got Enigma Galaxy, Reject on the western side. You got Nova playing a four-man, well, 2-2 split at the moment between either side of the northwest of Pmgc. But there's a lot of players around here. Now, I don't think it's 100% certain to drop down towards Pmgc, John, but there's I think probably at least half of the players in the lobby down towards the southeast side. So if we get a northwest circle and FaZe can continue to hold on to Everest, they've done it before and they've done it fairly nicely before. It could be a good game for FaZe.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, James is certainly hoping so. Predicting them on the desk. It's fair enough. Stalwart. They're rooting for them as well. Potato Hill taken. Next circle about to pop blank, and we'll see where that's going to shift us.
It will be really important because, we'll either have a very scrappy game up towards the northwest, or we'll have... oh, there we go. Yeah, there's your scrappy game for you. And I like this from FaZe, though, because they've got a 2-2 split on top of the mountain on Everest, as well as the beautiful compound just down towards the southeast of it. So they're holding multiple positions, ready for anything. I would say that moving down to that compound now, if you're the guys on top of Everest, might be a wise idea, considering you've got Cryptics as well as MS Chamburi vying for position on Everest. Just leave them to it. Take something safer in this situation.
Xavier moving across, trying to cover ground, and actually fairly successfully through a very treacherous part of the map as well. I feel like there might be a little bit of a traffic jam here in Ruins, though, Blank. I mean, Denmark Gaming just moved up to this line.
Denmark Gaming heading into this area, again, there's a load of trees around here, so there is ability to kind of go unnoticed with the ruins that are available as well. There's a lot of sneaky areas. It's the getting in which is the difficult part. I like Stalwart's rotation here, heading all the way up to the north side of Rozhok, and they're going to come in towards Box Compound. They will encounter Rico Infinity Team on the way. Genesis Dogma, not having the best of days today. I think their fight between them and FaZe was phenomenal earlier on in Erangel, where it was basically Sitar and Daybot. So, you still have those glimmers of ridiculous excellence from this team. But again, just the point scoring hasn't been up there. I think that Erangel is definitely their place to do it. I'm just a bit curious of what's going on.
Bigatron moving into a compound held by two of the Reject players right now. There's a little bit of a split for Reject, and they can come for the regroup, and in fact they will. The first knock goes their way. Luxy on the ridge line. Actually not managed to get their first knock, sorry. I thought that was going down, but there we go. Only Zuxi to fall. Reiji still alive. 3 players on the forefront, and Reject actually leaving someone in the back as well. They don't even want to put all of their eggs into this basket. A nade in through the window, not going to quite land. It's a little bit further behind there, but that one will certainly do the job. Yuhai very low.
Yeah, he takes Zuxi down, send another one through. You know the general location because he will have seen the hit marker on that. Luxy coming through on the backside. I think for Bigatron, Reject right now kind of are their kryptonites. It's a bit awkward. It's a nice Molotov from Yuhai Boy, which opens things up, and with Luxy trying to go for that flank on the right-hand side, you can see him there. There might be a possibility. I think it's now down to Duello and Divine, and Sara really needs to get his butt over here because things are not going well.
They need to regroup. Sara actually now into the fray, but Yuhai spotted it. What a switch up there. As the nade from Luxy as well, just pushing onto that tree. 2 players from Reject now standing in this compound. 3 alive for Bigatron. As Luxy moves forwards around the side of the hay bales. Takes a little bit of damage, and there's another player up for the fight, but not going to be able to make it happen. Only a sliver of HP, and Divine's on the swivel as well. Spraying in through the window, but finally gets dispatched there. As the spray around the side not going to quite land for him. Yuhai gets the final deal. And will be able to trump it on out against Reject.
It was a great deal as well. No handshakes involved, though, because all of your poor guys on Reject were eliminated in that situation. I think now this really is a phase game. Rico Infinity are looking to pass by their compound and perhaps move into it, in fact. But they're being cautious about it. I think for FaZe, though, they are so good when it comes to holding circles that they own. They're very patient, I'd say. They never push anything that they don't have to, and more a case it's kind of that rising tide that slowly but surely will become a monstrous force towards the end of the game. And I like that from FaZe. I think that there is a lot of teams that try to go for flashy plays, but FaZe is more just along the lines of let's make it happen even if it takes a while.
Stalwart's long sling rotation. Moves up to the top of Everest against MS Chomburi. 2 of them get sat down, but Scry's in for the long haul there. Pika now last standing, though, as backup comes through. 2 players standing now for MS Chomburi. And the regroup for Stalwart. Jasper coming on in. This is a good movement from MS Chomburi. The question is, how fast can Stalwart get back together? How fast can those pieces be picked up? And it looks like MS Chomburi gonna save one of their players there. Top getting healed on out. Scry gonna get naded out here. They know these positions with the regroup from Jasper. That position was spotted out, and the nade is good and long, and it will find the damage.
Damn, that's so sad. They're actually getting the res through onto action, but he gets taken down mid-res. Now it's a 2v2 though, John. Top looking to find TJ13. Does hit 1 and hits the second as well. That's top things for you.
Stalwart relying now on top, their front man with the M4 in hand, looking for the spray, gets it done, and the backup for the backline from Pika, excellently found. Beautiful stuff from Stalwart to stay alive, but they are down to 2 blank on a tricky descent towards FaZe.
And it's so curious, like, I think that they weren't sure that MSC were going to be up in that position. And I think when you look at that fight, objectively, Stalwart looks so much the better team. Their ability to make plays, Scry's just peeking up above and then peeking back down again. Mechanically, these guys are incredibly gifted. And I think that might just been the case because they made that Rozok push. They had absolutely no information on this circle, so they just get caught in a trap. Obviously, we didn't see the context to that fight, but that fight does make, surprisingly, Stalwart look really strong despite losing 2 players.
Deadeye's guys pushing up to the 4 rivals now. The blue zone at their back, so they need to make this push work, Blank. Trying to swing out wide, but it's a really rocky uphill battle there. Not quite landing that nade in through the window either. There was the smoke just to cut off those sight lines. They continue to move through the bobble nade field. That one went right through the top. It went right through the top there.
No, I mean, interestingly enough, they've managed to get in. 4th zone, though, will tick very hard. I think on top's just going to go down immediately. Yeah, Pembura hits it.
Turulov not quite going to be able to escape the sight lines, but actually Rico Infinity team starting to come into this one could prove tricky for rivals who have lost 2 around the edge there, and Deadeye's guys doing work against this squad on the whole. Northeastern side, a hotbed of action right now as they manage to wrest control of the church back. 2 players alive for them. Sending for the hills, spray. This is an open side buggy, and the 4 rivals get dispatched. Blank, that didn't go the way I thought it would. Rico Infinity team now on the guard.
I think Rico Infinity is just a very, very quick push from them and a very intelligent one as well. By all rights, 4 rivals should have won that fight versus the guys from Deadeye's guys. But the thing is, Rico Infinity just caused problems. Satar tries to get out of the way of that grenade. It's very close to him and just throws him over the top just to give him a little bit of space to breathe.
A little bit of a sitter there. Marshall also suppressing the ridgeline from across the way, the foothills of Everest. Needing to be descended from now. FaZe are going to have to leave their compound as the circle shifts out to the east. Infinity trying to strike out that way as well, but they're being cut down as they move. At the moment, DXaver and Bigatron and Damwon Kia as well on the eastern side looking pretty solid, but Nova slap bang in the middle.
Cryptic's just getting torn apart as they come through, looking like paper mache. FaZe, though, do lose a couple. MR5 goes low, Lazy Boy down, and now just El Chapo remains. Most likely you'll pick up Tony K here. You want to confirm this fight. Getting as many as players back up as possible for FaZe is practically imperative at this point in time with the push they have to make. It does leave it a little bit open, but with Cryptics out on the roadside like that, I don't think that they'll be playing in this Erangel for much longer.
The Infinity eliminated Logan, the last player, taken down now. 6 elims already for Bigatron on the south side, and they're moving up to this crate in the center of the map as well. Getting a lot of position. Cryptics eliminated now to boot. And with 7 teams remaining.
And Nova's really been pushing it today. I think that might be a product of that 1v3 they got done against them by Appy from 4 Rivals in that first game, purely because they are kind of trying to push it as hard as they can, and it kind of puts them into these awkward scenarios sometimes. I'm okay with it considering Nova's been such a quiet team throughout this entire tournament, just getting points where they can, and finally they're trying to control these zones. I'm okay with it as long as we continue to see these improvements. Goodness me, just popped out of the vehicle there. Enigma Galaxy with 4. There's an awkward push now, like I said, for FaZe to get down from there. Everyone's looking at your position, but you got to be careful if you're Enigma taking these open fights.
And Bigatron capitalized really very nicely. Allow FaZe to get back up, sure, but now they're both sort of locked and slowed on that northwestern edge. So it's good news for Bigatron, who have a very wide split as the next circle shifts almost entirely onto them.
I mean, for Bigatron, yes, with 3 players and Liquid in the mix, maybe there's a chance here. I think that they're likely going to be the last people that anyone has to fight. So they have a lot of time to just chill in this location. DXavier, I think, surprisingly gone down to 2 players. They were one of the only teams with 4 towards the beginning of this one. Damwon, Enigma Galaxy, Nova still sitting pretty with all their members on board.
The M24. The crosshairs on the ridgeline, sends a shot in, but it's not going to land. Rico Infinity team lose their last player as FaZe keep on pushing. The Nova's still in their way. Enigma Galaxy looking to crunch as well. The jaws try and slam shut, but teeth evaded for the meantime in FaZe.
Yeah, Paraboy. SKS there with the silence. Tony K has no idea where he's been shot from. Looks towards the window. Has spotted something. This is really good callouts coming from them. Tony K will go down from Ralph. Enigma Galaxy is just trying to push up on these guys as much as possible. I think they think that FaZe has found an opening and now they want a bit of the action.
DXavier, they managed to get the knock onto Luxy there, but Frankie now the last player standing for the squad. 2 players from Bigatron, and it feels like their hold just got a lot weaker, right? Without Luxy on the back, with those long-range suppressions, and actually now just having Yuhai getting knocked as well, Bigatron's reign over this circle could be coming to an end. FaZe looking to move in from that northwestern side, but Nova are just shutting them out at every turn. They have something to handle it.
Playing it out very nicely. It's awkward though. Jimmy though with the swivel will hit it round, finds the final player from FaZe. Now Nova has to push in. This is good stuff though. Enigma Galaxy up on Liquid's position, gets absolutely ripped apart. That's BTR now out. Nova, Enigma Galaxy, DXavier, and Damwon Gaming. This might be a really good chance for Korea here. They have 4 members up and waiting to push into this. Maybe they won't have to rob this victory. Maybe they can secure it the legal way.
Certainly a fairly crucial game for them as well, towards the bottom of the tables for Damwon Kia. Excellent point scoring potential with the numbers to be able to make it happen. Nova trapped on the edge. If they can work with Enigma Galaxy to just control that area, that zone, but looks like there's no accords being struck right now. Every team for themselves. The circle moves actually towards Enigma Galaxy.
Enigma Galaxy couldn't be happy about this one. Somehow they've managed to keep all their players up. It's been rough though. I think a lot of them are down. Sadly, this is why Damwon Kia is towards the bottom of the tables, is that they are just crumbling under the might of Nova at the moment.
Wow. That's brutal. That is brutal. The nades just keep pouring down, and that is down one here. Eliminated from the game. 3 teams remaining, and only 1 team with everybody standing. It's going to be Nova. Looking to potentially just grab a whole bunch of points. Again, this is a team who is further down the tables than they might have otherwise liked. I mean, they were sat, I think at the start of this game, they were sat down towards the low end of the qualifying teams. So they just want to see themselves safer if they can. DxAvia going down, and now it's Nova versus Pmgc.
Pmgc has been on a tear these past couple of days, even in league play. They've been looking so much better, and I kind of have to have an eye on them now. They're putting themselves on the map. They've pinpointed themselves in. Now setting up very quickly into position behind trees, several different locations. Order, though, with a ridiculous flank comes through, finds 1 knock, tries to confirm 3. That does put Nova in a bit of an awkward situation now that they're going to have to try and re-stabilize from.
2 players for either side as Order on the flank did get taken down. The res available here for Nova. Not looking like it's available, though, on the flip side for Pmgc, so it's going to be a 3 versus 2, but make that 1 as Ralph now last up to bat, finds King around the side. Plenty of HP, but his helmet's low as well. Drops for the shot, but the spray from Paraboy on the iron sights pays the iron price. Nova take the chicken dinner.
I think that is actually one thing. The Paraboys has been rocking the iron sights on AKM all game. Like, what is